Yo, welcome to Or Plus. It's been a minute, hasn't it? I said we'd be trading the majority of this week, and we kind of went wonky, kinda. We didn't trade yesterday, which is completely fine. I elected not to trade at all yesterday, just because yesterday was a bad day for me to trade, emotionally, physically. Good grief! Why am I getting error messages left, right, center when I use this? Because of updates? Okay, go ahead and update them. I know OBS doesn't have an update. I know my computer doesn't have an update. Go ahead, do what you gotta do. Wow. I haven't opened this recently, so we're going to start off on the right foot. Let's start with news. Make sure we have that confirmed. We have 4 orange folders. Good, 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 and good. Core durable goods hit at 830 as well as durable goods orders. Whatever that did. They said if actual is greater than forecast is good for currency, so price should have gone up, I think, from these two. These two will hit at 10, which is in that window we want to be trading. If the actual is greater than forecast is good for currency, so we should see it go higher. If actual is greater than forecast is good for currency, we should see it go higher. Because I'm looking at this right here. Not this. This is what it's been, right? From the last time we had this to the previous, right? The previous before, the actual before this previous right here was -7. Previous was -20. There was a stark difference down. Okay. So we actually might be seeing this turn to the downside. We could see price continue lower. And then from here we had 93 to 97. Majority says lower than the actual. We could see it turn around though, because every time it's predicted higher, it's gone lower. Higher, lower, lower. Okay. I said that wrong, didn't I? Higher, higher. So this right here disproves me. Who knows? We'll wait for this to come out, I think. Let's take a look at market, see what it says. Here's market. This is the S&P. What exactly is going on? Let's start on the 4-hour. Work our way down. We had a huge move up. This was Monday, if I'm not mistaken. No, it wasn't. Today is Tuesday. Yes, today is Tuesday. So, Tuesday. Right here. So this was Saturday into Sunday, and this right here was Monday into Tuesday. Okay. Huge move up over the weekend. Have we broke structure? Right there. Yes, we did. Off of this low from this break up high. We're in a downtrend. Conformed. We had order block off of this move here. Price came up within, closed within, continued further down. We had fair value gap. Cool. We had from this fair value gap, continuation move lower. Did we close the fair value gap? No, not yet. We're actually consolidating. From this, we have moved up. It didn't leave a fair value gap for us to really work off of. Instead, it gave us more of a range, a high, if you will, a low. It gave us a low, sorry. This is the high outside of market trend on the 4-hour. Let's go ahead and mark that. We have low on London session, low on Asian session. We have a high here on a lower time frame and a high here on a lower time frame. Let's go to the hour. I see and recognize we are in a downtrend. We have a fair value gap saying it'll continue lower. It has continued lower. We're looking for that consolidation point and then a breakout. Let's go to the hour. Hour is fairly simple. It's following in line with the 4 hour. We had a low here. It was closed below right here, but that gives us the low outside of session. Cool. From this high right here, we had a fair value gap immediately after. That would have been this entire move down right here. This fair value gap here. So let's go ahead and just mark that. This is on the 4 hour time frame, our fair value gap right there. Okay. We had a break of structure there, give us an order block here. This order block was revisited and closed below, so failed breaker block. And instead we see it move up, continue lower, because if it were revisited here, closed within, it would have continued higher, but it didn't. And because it closed below, it moved lower. Makes sense. Because this is not a break of structure, we can't count this as an order block, though we can count this entire move right here as a fair value gap, which is a potential for us to take profit on. Cool. From here, continue lower. We have a move up, move down, move up. Have we closed above a high? No. This is a high. We could potentially close above. Do we see a fair value gap in this? A tiny, tiny, tiny one. Fair value gap's a fair value gap. Right there. Although we've come down, closed. We've closed above the fair value gap, but prices come down and swept out all these orders here. So what are we looking for specifically? We're looking for key levels to be manipulated. We have two. We have this range here, this range here. We're looking for more of a breakout situation. We want to see it either close above this, making this high break of structure. Boom. Then we have our order block here. Okay. Our order block is going to be then revisited, closed within, and then shot way up higher, which is what we want to see happen. Am I seeing anything that could tell me where we might be potentially going? I'm not at the moment, actually. We have not broke structure within this. It's more consolidating. We're looking for a breakout pattern. So break of structure, revisit, and then continue higher. Off of this downtrend that I'm seeing here. We know that on the 4 hour, we're in a very stark downtrend, but before we got to it, we had a huge move up and a break of structure, which I'm sure if we go to the daily, we did not. Okay, so we had a move up, but we're not in a break of structure mode. We broke structure here. We created a high, went down. Did it close below this low? No, it did not. Uptrend. Cool. We'll need it to close below this low here in order to make it into a downtrend. And this is on the daily. Okay. Let's go ahead and just mark out these real quick. So we have this right here that we're looking for a reversal on. We have this 4 hour here. This is on the daily, right? We have a low outside of this, technically speaking. Oh, hello. I don't know what just happened right there. We have this move down. Technically speaking, if this right here were to get crossed, that would be a full-on reversal or continuation to the downside on the daily's part. We're on a downtrend on the day. We're on a downtrend on... No, we're in an uptrend on the day. What am I high on? Sorry. We're in an uptrend because of this right here, breaking structure right here. And it not closing below this low here. Instead, it just created a lower low without closing and continued higher. So we're looking for this to actually retrace down and then break past this high here. It might be targeting this high as well. You don't have relative equal highs there, but on the 4 hour, relative equal highs there, they were taken out. We have a high here, essentially taken out there. We do want it to see retrace down and within this range here if it decides to close up above this. Because that'll be our confirmed break of structure confluence as well as our key level hit. This is on the 4 hour specifically. I was looking for another low I could use as a confluence that said, hey, if we break below this, we're actually going to continue much, much lower, right? Because that higher time frame holds higher power. And we have one low on the hour outside of trend, which gives me a little bit of breathing room because these are like super like far apart, and this right here is all bunched up. I do believe we're gonna have a manipulation right within this. We'll see a closure above and then revisit, closure within, and then shoot up higher. It'll claim up all of this liquidity here. I want to see, let me go to the 4 hour. We actually marked all of that, and those are all-time highs. Okay. This looks like a pretty cut and dry setup, if I do say so myself. I've been to the 4 hour, the daily, and the hour now, and I have confirmed with myself that these are the lows needed to cross in order to completely continue the trend on the 4 hour and the 1 hour per the downtrend, right? But, if we see, and let me make perfectly clear, we are currently at 8:49. We are about 40 minutes out from market open. We're in pre-market at the moment. If we see this close above this, this will not have just been a manipulation. This will have been a break of structure on the hour specifically. Will it fall in line with the 4? Will the 4 follow? It should, because this right here, these two candles are the high that we're looking for. This needs to close above this on the hour. If it closes above on the 4, that will be my guarantee that when it revisits on the hour, this order block here that I'm hoping it'll create will have a closure within breaker block style within this range. So let's go ahead and just mark this in the event it decides to do that. We need to be extra careful to make sure that price comes within, closes, and then moves up higher. And we want to see it close before we enter. That is an absolute do before trade. It will close within and then move higher based on other confluences. And we'll catch the trade within this little range here. It has all the potential needed to manipulate the high and then revisit, close, and then move higher. Let's go ahead and take a look at this here. I think it's the same story on the NASDAQ. Let's go ahead. Like this here. Okay, so we have a little bit of something different happening right there. There's our low on the daily. We broke structure there. Order block. Right there. This is the scary part, because that is a breaker block that closed within and is actually potentially continuing lower. This is a big, oh, hello. Okay. 4 hour. Let's see exactly what's happening. 4 hour, we broke structure above this high here, right there on this candle. Cool. Order block. Ooh. So there are conflicting peeps, conflicting things. Let's get rid of this block here, because oof, actually at the moment, big oof. So the on the 4 hour outside, here's our high. Did we close above that? Yes, we did. Okay, let's go ahead and just cool. This is the low outside of the hour. 4 hour high, 4 hour low. We broke structure here. Here's our order block. It came up within, closed above, disrespected, failed breaker block, right? So in the direction of break of structure, we should see it actually continue higher. No? Because if it came up within, closed within, it'll continue lower. It continued lower even though this was a failed breaker block, meaning this is a false signal. We should see it continue higher, break past this high, close, and then come back within, close, breaker block, move up higher. I think. Right now it's conformed with S&P. We're in a downtrend for the 4-hour, right? We have a big old fair value gap right here that we could be looking at, but I'm looking to take profit throughout this right here. We have trendline highs I want to see taken out. We have an order block here. This is the 4-hour because we broke structure off of that high. This high broke structure when that candle hit. Cool. This is the break of structure on the daily. This is the breaker block here. I said price on the daily would actually continue lower. And it is continuing lower, but on the 4-hour specifically, we broke structure, gave ourselves an order block here. Broke structure, gave ourselves an order block here. Disrespected that order block in the direction of an uptrend. We broke structure. So this is a wonky one, okay? Here's our revisit. Here's a continuation. Higher time frame holds higher power. If we're going to go with that logic, this actually makes a little bit of sense because we had a breaker block here, right? This candle specifically would have been our breaker block, right? On the daily, it's the collective that was. This right here is a single candle high that comes up within, closes within. This red line here being our order block on the daily, and then having it continue lower, right? If that logic were to be followed, we'd be looking for price to continue lower. It would make the most sense. I'm holding out hope that price will actually continue higher, though, based on news. So it might be news that we're looking at to really give us the push we need to go in the up direction. What could tell me? Yeah. And unlike the S&P, unlike NASDAQ, the S&P is actually closed below this, giving it full control of the downtrend here. We could see manipulation here. Order block, and then it get disrespected and then continue lower on the S&P. I think the NASDAQ is going to give us that if it continues lower, or it could just manipulate this low here. Although on the NASDAQ specifically, it'll manipulate this low first. It'll manipulate that low first. Okay, so I see it's the same low on both charts there. Let's go ahead and mark that. I'm going to pause the video right quick. I'm going to do a little bit more diving into this. I will be right back. With a momento. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and just do this. So, I went to looking, right? I got to looking, I got to seeing, I got to thinking. We went to the hour real quick, right? Remember what I was saying about it being a false signal? We broke structure here, gave ourselves an order block here. We've closed within so far. I believe it didn't mark it. It's not in sync anymore. Interesting. I had marked it on my phone and should have marked it here. I guess they took the whole synchronization away. Either way, doesn't matter. We can do it here. So here's our order block. We came back down to revisit it. It closed within. Now we're waiting for it to respect this order block and then continue higher. Close above this and then move up higher. This order block, on the hour specifically, I would have treated like a key level. But there are two things that are holding me back from taking a trade within this. The first is the daily. Daily says we're in an uptrend, okay? With the potential of closing below a low. If it closes below a low, we cannot take a trade in the up in a long position, because ultimately price is just going to keep going down. It's going to keep crashing through lows. We're going to mess up ourselves. I'm going to mess myself up quite bad if I were to take a trade. I don't want to mess myself up in attempts to take a trade that I thought was going to go my way, but it's just not. And we're going to wait patiently. We're going to wait patiently for everything to come through. And we're going to look for the opening, the one thing that's going to tell us, hey, yeah, price is actually going to go higher. Okay? That's a combination of all our confluences needed. The second thing is on the 4-hour. The 4-hour has given us false signals and a well-defined downtrend. Okay? The NASDAQ specifically, let's just work our way down from the NASDAQ, and then we'll go to the S&P. On the NASDAQ, we broke structure here, right? I'm going to correct myself. We broke structure with this candle below this low from this uptrend, okay? When we broke structure, we gave ourselves an order block that has since been visited, closed within, and we should see it continue on down. That's one thing, okay? That's problem numero uno, okay? And just so we're on the same page, let's go ahead and... Actually, this is the break. This right here is the order block. This whole move up is our order block. For it to do what I want it to do, it's got to close above this high and then rip past this. That's a massive... It needs to disrespect that in order to continue higher. This is one major thing that's holding me back from taking a trade in the long position. The second major thing, we are in a downtrend on the 4-hour, right? If we zoom real close in real quick, you'll see that we broke structure above this, making us in an uptrend. Break of structure, break of structure, break of structure. Do you see the problem? Right now, technically, we're in a downtrend, which per the daily makes a little bit of sense, considering we've closed within this range, and now we should be seeing it continue lower. However, we keep breaking structure, which means there is some serious indecisiveness throughout this market. Like this whole move up right here, this was a well-defined, we're moving higher. And now we're breaking structure consistently, right? What we're looking for is a well-defined breakout of this consolidation pattern, right? I'm willing to call this consolidation just because it keeps breaking itself. And this is not worth trading in if we can't get a well-defined, hey, we're going higher, or hey, we're going lower. Okay? The hour is pretty much in line with it. Except we can see it a little bit better here, okay? We had a break here, cool. We had a break here, cool. We had a break here below that low, cool. We had a break here above this high, cool. Now we're here. Consistent breaks of structure throughout. We are in a downtrend. We are in an uptrend. We're waiting for this uptrend to get confirmed, and so we can see it move even higher. Okay? Are we on the same page? And I'm not moving past the hour yet. I cannot move past the hour until a key level has been hit and price decides where it wants to go. And we'll see that decision be made through our confluences. At this current moment, NASDAQ is in an uptrend. Per this break of structure right here. Per this order block that's being respected right here. Okay? Now let's go over to the S&P. S&P tells a little bit of a different story. Just a smidge. Okay? because we broke structure on this high, right? Realistically speaking, we didn't break structure here because we had broke structure off of this high here. We've been in an uptrend. Woo, for the past, this is like a week now, week or two. All right. We moved down, but we didn't close below this low. Down, up. Here's our low, right there. Boom. Okay? We did not break structure. S&P says we're still in an uptrend on the daily, whereas the NASDAQ is saying we're on a downtrend. Do you see the difference? They've made an SMT. One broke structure, created a lower low, which this one did the same thing. It created a lower low, but it didn't break structure out of trend. We're still in an uptrend. And I'm banking on the daily for the S&P that it'll come within, respect that order block I was telling you guys about earlier, and we'll see it return and close above this high, continuing this uptrend. NASDAQ is going to be in for a rude awakening because if they attempt to do this, it might not follow the same line. It might not do the same thing. Honest thoughts. So we're in an uptrend. We have ourselves a fair value gap that says, hey, we're going higher. This also inverted this. Sign of reversal. Continue higher. Right? Okay? Okay? Does that make sense? It makes sense to me. We revisited this, closed within, confirmed breaker block, move up higher. We moved high. Did we create a new high? No, we didn't. Price still has all the room in the world to continue higher. These are a much closer confluence to manipulate than these are. Sure, one can make the argument that this is a low and that this is the bottom of a fair value gap. How is this not closer than this? Well, you could kind of see it here, actually. I mean, you could see that. This is much further than this. Much further apart than these two are. And we have confluences without, like, throughout this right here saying, yeah, actually price could hit here, here, and here. Okay? There's the serious difference on the daily, though. We could see the differences in the bunch up of confluences that are key levels that price could actually manipulate. And then on the 4 hour. 4 hour is also a little bit different. Just a smidge. Similar situation down here. We had a serious move up, break of structure above. You guessed it, this high here. We broke up above it. Break of structure right there. Cool. Here's our order block. Came up within, closed. Breaker block. Continued lower. Move up. Boom. And now we're here. More defined downtrend on this. Less break all throughout this. We had the same break happen here. Same fair value gap and everything. It came down. We didn't get an inverse fair value gap. So this right here, as far as I'm concerned, as far as we know, is a well-established fair value gap. The consolidation is filling these orders as we speak, and it's a matter of knowing whether or not price is going to break out of this or not. Right now, the fair value gap's done and through. Right now, we've seen orders get filled. This is cool. We're currently in a downtrend. What needs to happen for us to go into an uptrend? We need to see the high manipulated. We need to see a break past, closure above, and then we need to see it continue on down, close within this little block here on the hour, which is technically what it's doing right now, and then we need to see it continue higher. That's currently what we're looking for. That's what we're looking at. Okay? That is currently it right now. S&P is painting me a more defined picture. We could be, like, everything's saying and screaming up on the S&P. Whereas the daily and the 4 hour on the NASDAQ are screaming, we don't know what's going to happen. But right now, we're thinking down. Major difference in charts. So the defining factor is going to be the confluence and the manipulation of one of these key levels, one of these two, because this could get this could get respected, closed above, and then just instantly disrespected immediately after. So we're gonna look for both of these to get hit. There's a hit of a high. Technically, we're in market time right now. 9:30 market is open. Here's a move up. Cool. We're looking for a break of structure. Right now, I'm looking at an uptrend. Up. Closure below low. Down. Closure here above a high. Up. Move down. Cool. Here's our order block. Here's our breaker block. Move higher. Manipulation of high. We want to wait patiently. This is not inversing a fair value gap. Is this a break of structure? No. On the higher time frame it is. If this closes, that'll be a well-defined break of structure right there. Break of structures then leave order blocks here. It'll actually have been it'll be this right here. That'll be a break of structure or order block. This will be our break of structure. And then we need to see it come back down within, close, and then move higher. Either that or we wait on our confluences. Market's still got to come through at 10. Market. News. News has got to go through at 10. I'm considering this right here a break of structure. Making this an order block, making this a breaker block, making this a move up. Technically, we're in trend at the moment. The only break of structure that occurred was on the hour, and that occurred right here. Here's our move down. Manipulation of the high potentially here. What are we looking for? We're looking for a break of structure. Right now, technically, we're in an uptrend. So here, we need to see it move down, close below this low here. We're interested in seeing this low get closed below. Inverse value gap, 75% extension. Let's go ahead and actually take a look at this real quick. I think it's this right here from this high. Yeah, from this high right here down to this low here. I think that would be our 75% extension right there. From that, we need to see it come down. We need either fair value gap form, which means this needs to close, give us this fair value gap, or it needs to come down, hit equilibrium, which means it'll need to come all the way down into this range right here. It'll need to wick within this, close within this, and then continue higher from that point forward. Right now, those are the two that I'm currently working with. There we go. So we're not getting the fair value gap, which means equilibrium's up next. We didn't get a break of structure. We hit the 75% extension though. That's what we did. There we are within the range. Remember, it can wick within this, but it's got to close at the 0.618 range within this little green spot right here. It's got to close within this range right here, closure, and then move up higher. Because this will have been respected. And typically, if this is respected, we'll see it continue up higher. This is a very, very interesting market. Let me go to the hour real quick. It's got a minute 59, 2 minutes to close. Yeah, we manipulated that high there. Cool. Did we break structure on the hour? No, we did not. We're in a downtrend still. That's something to note. We're not in an uptrend right here. We're simply not. So we should be looking for a downtrend. I don't know. If this closes below, that'll confirm for us that down is the direction we need to go in. If it chooses to respect it, though, that's completely fine. It's still got to come down and close within equilibrium in order for us to take a trade. I need to give me another set of headphones for my secondary PC. I'd like to be able to watch YouTube on that while doing this. That way it's less of a bounce back and forth between the two. Don't get me wrong, I have a headset for this one. I could watch YouTube on it. I just don't want to take away from the resources my PC is using to record on OBS. Hello, 3 seconds. There we go for that closure there. Did we hit equilibrium? It wicked within, it closed above, it came down. If we were to treat this like a break of structure, 75% extension, it revisited this right here. Wicks past, closed within. We should see it continue higher. Let's go to the 1 minute real quick. This is risky. Just so we're on the same page. This is risky. Here's our fair value gap here. The only instance we can trade is on this fair value gap into a long or on this break of structure. This needs to close, inverting that fair value gap before we can trade. Plain and simple. $10 seconds. This is risky. Just so we're on the same page. Order rejected. Why reject? Fine, we'll do this. Final take profit is going to go way, way, way. Let's go. Not the 2 hour. Though that would be entertaining. Hour. Boom. Yes. Yeah. Conform. Undo this here. That's a break of structure. It's got to come within, close within, continue higher. I don't like the way this looks. Remember what I was saying earlier about if we get a break of structure on the hour, it's got to come within, visit this, confirm that this is in fact an order block, break, and then continue higher. Yeah, you saw this red line, right? It's going to come down and hit that. I don't like where that is. I'm changing my stop loss. It's going to go below this because this is off of an hour order block. We need to put it just below the low so it's not getting hit. So roughly like that. I'm confident in this trade idea. I am very confident in this trade idea. But to be exactly where I want to be in confidence, I want to be able to see price come down within this, close within, and then shoot even higher. That's what needs to happen. We're working off of a break of structure on the hour. We're working off of the 75% extension getting hit off of market open. We saw the reaction come down, close within this right here, which we're going to assume is an order block, just so we're on the same page. It wicked beyond the range of equilibrium. And then we went to the 1 minute and waited for an inverse for value gap. And on that same note, on the 1 minute, we might actually be about to break structure. That's got 5 seconds to close. It's got to close up above that. It did. Okay, no biggie. We did get an inverse for value gap though, right here. On the 1 minute, and I said it before I traded, this is risky because we're using a 1 minute confluence to justify a 5 minute confluence. Risk. If we can break above this, that'll solidify the break of structure on the hour. That'll also solidify the inverse on the 5 minute. Yeah. What does the hour look like? The hour looks like this right now. So that actually works in my favor quite well. Okay. If we break structure here, it'll definitely continue higher. We know it's going to come down. We know it's going to revisit this area. That's why my stop loss is all the way down here. We want it to close within this range and continue higher. We should see it close within this right here and then bounce off of it. That's the hope. If not, today is going to suck because that is quite a steep jump down. Let's go ahead and actually go up here real quick. I want to see. Let's go to the hour. I want to see what this looks like from this. This is a long. Yeah, okay. Here's where we entered. This is my stop right here. This is my final take profit way up here. That is a 1 to 4.72 risk to reward. That is a fire risk to reward if I can actually get that trade correct. If I can get the idea right. That's got 14 minutes to close. This candle right here does. We entered on the thought that we had an inverse, and that inverse was actually the move above we needed to break structure. But we need to see for ourselves on the hour because it is the determining factor. It holds the higher power over the 5 and the 1 minute. We need to see price continue up. We need to see price close above, and we need to see price move down and as a response, close within, bounce off the red line, and then continue higher. That's what we need to happen. That's what needs to happen. Here we are moving down. No biggie. No biggie. We still have another 10-ish minutes. Not 10 minutes. Hour. We have 12 minutes. I'm going to pause this again. I'll be right back. I think I've done pretty good so far, so I'm going to leave it the way it is. I'm going to keep looking into stuff. I will be RB. Okay, so far, we're doing pretty good, actually. We're in the trade still. We haven't lost it yet. We broke structure on the hour like I was wanting to. Yay. When this candle closes, we'll have a fair value gap set up and good to go. Let's go ahead and take a look at news real quick. So, actually I have to refresh this. There we go. So, this one said, if actual is greater than forecast is good for currency. That was the case. Actual was greater than forecast. And so, we saw the move up. It was good for currency, so price went up. Similar situation over here. This actually came out a minute before this one did, even though they were scheduled at the same time. We had forecast of 96. This was also greater. Actual greater than forecast. Good for currency. Price went up. Yay. That's what this candle was. On the hour, we had our break of structure like we wanted to. That's cool. We know price is going to come back down eventually, retest this area, because we did on the hour leave an order block. This order block's got to get respected. And then we'll see it continue higher. Right now, let's take a look at the 4 hour as well. 4 hours in line with it. If this candle closes in the up direction, breaks structure on the 4 hour, we will be in an uptrend. We will be in an uptrend. My biggest concern is that it doesn't just test this order block, it'll also test this order block here. Because, again, if we break structure, it's the move down before the break of structure that's our order block. This entire move could get tested, and that is a problem for us. Big, bad problem. We currently have it set to the halfway mark, and we have an order block here that it can retest. We really like this is what we're looking forward to, but I'm not looking forward to getting potentially stopped out due to a retest. That makes sense. This is a large move we're working with. Large move, very risky. We know we got the break of structure on the hour. If this gets closed up above, that'll be the break on the 4 hour. 5 minutes in line with what we've got going on. We have our moves here, and you could see how close we were to getting stopped out. Had I not chose to move the stop loss from this right here all the way down to here, we would have been stopped out. So this right here is giving me a little bit of a concern when it comes to the higher time frames. Like, this is going to be massive. We moved up a little bit, we're going to move down a little bit, type of thing, right? So far though, it works. It's alright. We're gold. So we moved up, not in a break of structure fashion, but we broke structure here, giving us this. If this can move beyond this range and close above it, that'll be a disrespected breaker, if I'm not mistaken, because we broke structure there. That's our order block, and we need to see it move higher in order for that to be a thing. Technically, it already has, but and on that higher time frame, there is no red within any of this right here. It's just one big green line up, which cool. I mean, it works for us, but I'd also like to see the 5 minute do what I want it to. And by no means am I meaning that in like an emotional way or anything. I mean like strategically. If we get a closure above that, not only will it have been a disrespected breaker block, we'll see price continue much higher, but we'll get the confluence, the final confluence. We need to say, okay, we know it's not going to revisit the order blocks anytime soon. Instead, it'll just continue higher. And from there, we'll just continue with that notion. Okay. But right now, if it respects that range, closes within, we could see it come back down, revisit breaker block and or order block range, and that could be a little scary because we might have a potential retest of the 4-hour, and that is my biggest concern right now, is that it retests the 4-hour when I'm not wanting it to. It can retest the hour all day long. So long as it can retest it and actually bounce off of it, I'm cool with that. But I'd like to see it continue higher before it retests. So at the very least, we can reverse this right here. Not this. So we can reverse this. Oh, wait, it's this fee. This is the fee from this trade that we just did. My mistake. Oh, hello. We hit our first take profit. Yay. I'm going to scale back because we have 0.5 invested. That's half a lot, guys. Half a lot. I'm actually very, very happy about that. We're going to scale back 0.02 off of each one. We'll do that all the way up. While we're doing that, let's go ahead and take a look at some of this, right? Because I know for a fact there are some more gaps we could do without here. See, would it be easier on the hour? No. Let's go to 30 minutes. 30 minutes got something special we could do. Potentially. There's a gap right there. Golly. Okay, so there's technically this right here we could potentially hit. Dang. So it would need a big leap. Because this right here is the top of a fair value gap, which is cool. Right up there is the top of a order block, which is also cool. Because again, we broke structure here, order block there. Yeah, I could come up within all of this and retest it completely. Looking for like breaks of structures or anything like that. I'm not seeing any though. This is just one straight leg down. So the highest we might be able to see it go is like right in this. Just because it's right here. Like this is the top of, I think, an order block on a 30-minute. No, this is the top of a fair value gap. So this right here is our area of risk, area of yikes. We could see price continue up higher, but this right here is going to be the real questionable zone of is it really going to do this? If so, yay. If not, We've already hit this. We've already claimed it, so we're just going to let it do its thing and go right on past it. We have 15 minutes for this to close. If this closes, we will have a small, a very tiny fair value gap. You guys can see it right. That's the bottom. That's the top. There's like a small fair value gap right there. And if I'm not mistaken, on the 5-minute, it looks a little more janky. Yeah, it does. There is no fair value on the 5-minute. It's just all the way up. Let's go to the hour. I'm confident in this trade. We did hit a take profit. So if we can get a full-on reverse, like we have a full-on reversal. That break of structure right there. And when you found every confluence needed within this to really take a trade. Okay? I think we're good. At least for a little bit of the way. I know I can reverse the fee for the trade. The question becomes, can we continue so much higher to really scale back the way I'm wanting to? We know it's got to come down and retest. Of that, we have no fear. It's of the 4-hour retest that we have a fear of. We are 15 minutes away from not being able to enter a trade again. I'm not saying we will enter a trade for a second time. I am saying that because we have entered, if we were to lose the trade, it would kind of suck. But going off of what is happening right now, I think we're okay so far. I think we are okay. We're okay, right, chat? I'm not live. It's not chat. It's comment section. But still, you get the point. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. I want to figure out how to do this right here, because if I can make like different take profits here, here, all the way up into this right here. I want to hit the center of this, just to give me a little bit of room for scale back. I want to hit the center of this. That looks about center, right? Comment section. And then this is equidistance almost. The next leap is from this high right here all the way up to this high here. I say let's go ahead and hit the draws on liquidity with this, and then we want, then right there, that high. This is not that big of a leap, but it is an area of, okay, these are two highs, but in a downtrend. So, and then of course we have the all-time highs up here, which I'm not too afraid of. We want to see them hit. I think I've done pretty good so far. Let me know what you think. You think we're going to be pretty good this trade? Huh? Should go to the 5-minute right quick. I have an idea. Something we haven't done in a minute as well. So we have this right here, right? Huge move up, cross up underneath. This was a questionable zone, but we took a trade anyway, and that was like not up here, but like right there-ish, where it crossed up underneath. That was the optimal trade to take, and then we see it continue up higher right there. And price is actually following along with this right here. We want to see it continue higher. It's on track to continue higher. I'm looking at this entire move though. On the 5-minute, this is saying, okay, we have gone up, we've been in an up, and we are looking for a down, right? However, at the same time, the hour has been on the down, serious move down, and you could see that here with the lighter reds. This is where it was actually slowing down on this trek downward, and it was actually reversing up to the upside, and we got that reversal here. We took that trade right literally as that crossed. So I'm very, 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 very curious to see exactly what's going to happen, because the confluences line up, the indicators line up, Everything lines up for it to just continue higher. We know that our confluence is based around that order block, though. If this gets respected, which it did, should continue higher. I shouldn't be mentioning this, but at the same time, we still have a 4-hour that we have to look at. And the hour hasn't retested this. The hourly has not. We broke structure. Cool. We have a fair value up. Cool. Technically, we could have entered. We did. Everything is saying price is going higher. Price is starting to slow down, which is a little bit of a concern, but we're still in the uptrend. I'm gonna pause the video. This will be the last time I pause. The next time I unpause, you're gonna see a serious move, either A in the up direction or B in the down direction, either or. I want to see where this is going to go, and if we can keep it on a roll up higher and higher and higher, that works for me. If we continue lower, lower, and lower, that also works for me. I want to see where it's going to go, and I'd rather focus on it rather than having to bounce back and forth between video and it, so that way my concentration isn't too split. If you're enjoying the video so far, consider giving a like. Subscribe if you're new on the comeback, and if you really enjoy the video and want to see more. I post whenever there isn't news and when I am comfortable with trading that day. In the event I'm not comfortable trading that day or news is just that harsh, I will not be trading at all. You will not see a video from me. Go check out Orbs Vault or the Gaming Orb for my other content, as well as Orb Minus. You can find those links down below. If you're interested in finding where Orbs Vault is, consider going to my Twitch first and then through the YouTube link on there, because that is the direct link to that. You could also join the Discord, the link's in there as well. With that being said, this is on track to do its thing. I will be right back. Let's see where this goes. Hello. So, stuff. Okay? Big bad stuff. Whole bunch of stuff. Let's talk for a second, shall we? This has been the one trade I think I've held on to for the longest, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. It is now 6 p.m. Eastern Time, and currently, I mean, the trade idea is correct. I have an unrealized profit and loss of almost $12 now, and we have been slowly taking all of this. There's a swap. What is this for? Okay, we're going to do some research real quick. Research. In the context of E-mini SP 500 futures, a swap is not a specific transaction type executed on the futures exchange itself. It is an exchange traded futures contract, while swaps are typically customized over-the-counter OTC derivative contracts traded privately between two parties. The confusion often arises when the underlying asset of a swap can be at a stock index, and swaps can be used in strategies also involve futures. Okay, was that anything like I needed? I don't think so. So oh, okay, so I see. Okay, so that's essentially what happened. I thought that was the case. So apparently, let's make some. We have to minimize this so you guys can even see this. So earlier today, we took a trade here, right? This was our one and only trade we did. Okay. Ever since we took this trade, our idea has been in the right. That's what all this green is for. Okay. We have held on to the trade for a long time. A very, very, very long time. Okay? Here's the gist. If trading closes at any point, and per this broker, which makes no sense, per the demo I'm under with this broker, the trading hours are 1 to 2400, right? Trading apparently closed at like 5:30, 5:30, somewhere in there, right? And you can see it here. It closed right there. This was taken out there. Okay, so I was out. The time zone differential is weird to me. This is a new thing for me. I'm learning just now. Here is my time frame in which price is taken. Okay. This is formatted to one time. This is formatted to another, I guess. In either case, we have all the way up to here. Okay. Technically, right now, we're in Asian session. We shouldn't be in this session at all. Big problem. Separately from that, we're looking at a swap thing right here because we held it for so long, and now we are just now in this. Okay. Do we understand each other at the moment? That doesn't make sense. If I go and hold the position I have open after 5 my time, it will automatically charge a swap if I'm in the positive for the unrealized profit and loss. Okay? That's that taken care of, out of the way. As a result of it being so high up, I decided to go ahead. I'm not out of the position. The position is still open. I'm very tempted to close it right now just because I've held it for so long. An Asian session is not a fun session to play with at all. No one likes Asian session trading. No one does. If we break structure off this candle, I'm done. I'm not even going to try it. I am because there's massive consolidation that could happen here. And the way I think things are going to go is going to come down into this. Invert that. You see the problem. We came up. We got most of the liquidity. We were like 4 ticks away. I added a whole bunch more in this right here earlier. And It doesn't seem like we're going to get anywhere off of this trade outside of what we've already got. Not saying what we've already got is a bad thing, but I know for a fact if I were to do this with real money, I would not be anywhere near as comfortable. So, that being said, chat, I'm going to close trade completely. We're going to call it, okay? We made money, and that's what we came to do. I understand when and where I'm supposed to trade and how I'm supposed to exit the market before trading close. Okay? Before it closes. I understand how to do that now. Okay? I will not be taking any trades, nor will I be holding positions all the way from between 10:30 and 5 p.m. That just doesn't happen. Okay? Not going to happen. Cut and dry, toast, off to the side. Tomorrow. Today was a successful trade day. Woo, whatever. We made $12. It's not what I want. We're getting there slowly. Let's talk tomorrow and in the future, shall we? Tomorrow I intend to trade. When do I intend to trade? When market opens and when my confluencers are met. I wish to see market there before I enter. Thursday, I will not be trading. Why? And I don't care how late in the day this is. The fact of the matter is, I'm not holding a position beyond 5 p.m. And this is already high impact news. This is a no-no. I stay away from these folders because these folders aren't very nice. Why is it that every time I click on something random, something else random happens? My mistake. We will not be trading Thursday. Thursday has an FOMC folder. Not worth it. Beginning, middle, end, yada. Toast. Thursday, done. Friday, we will be looking for trades, but we will not be expecting a trade to appear because we have core PCE price index and revised UOM consumer sentiment. I do think we're going to finish out August strong. Friday is the last day of August for us to trade on, and I honestly am looking forward to it. I'm looking forward, chat. Comment section. We didn't get anywhere near what I wanted to. My final take profit was set way the flip up here. I should have known better than to go for a risk of 1 to 4, 1 to 5 almost. That's a little on the extreme side, but it was... the idea was correct. I mean, we took a rip all the way up through this, and I have no doubt that when we come back over here tomorrow morning, that this will have come up within this, crossed it, called it a day. In fact, I'm going to leave this chart exactly the way I see it here. Hopefully it starts back up the same way. Hopefully we can see price come up, and then we see it top out right there, created an all-time new high. That's kind of what we want to see. Even if we don't, we know where we're working off of at the moment. I'm happy with today's trade, and if you enjoyed the video, consider dropping a like. I was actually busy today, and I was on edge the entire time I was away from home, hoping and praying that while on my phone, the internet would keep up and I would actually be able to close out as many trades as I did. Yes, I held on all the way up to here. This was a mistake, and I now know not to hold the position after 5. I know it now. That's said and done, poof, gone, bye. Out of the way, okay? Now, I have my edge again. We lost these 2 trades down here. 3 trades, because I took a double trade. Stupid mistake on my part. And I wound up taking this trade down here, which wasn't too bad of a loss. We were hoping to recuperate here. I know my mistake now. I know the mistake I made. Here's my progress in correcting it. This is my correction. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.